Namaskar. Are you aware that BIS certification allows the manufacturers holding BIS license to use the popular ISI mark on their product, which is synonymous with quality products? Well, BIS product certification scheme is one of the largest in the world with over 36,000 plus licenses covering 1,000 plus products. Yes, you heard me right. Over 36,000 plus licenses covering 1,000 plus products. 16,228 licensees, which are around 45% of the total licenses, are under compulsory category, and 55% licensees are using them voluntarily. 80% licenses are obtained by the MSMEs and 20% are with large scale industries. Amazing, isn't it? In the competitive era of today, there are numerous benefits of product certification, like demonstration of due diligence to ensure products meet the relevant criteria for quality, including technical regulation wherever notified, ability to break into new markets and maximize the potential of existing markets, enable the product to stand out from the competition with a clearly visible mark representing quality, and demonstrate to current and prospective customers that the product has undergone a rigorous audit and testing process. Now, starting with the history, the very first ISI mark certification was awarded to Aluminium Industries Limited of Kundra way back on 15th August 1955 for IS 3981953. Since then, the journey of product certification is commendable and unstoppable. The primary objectives of BIS are the harmonious development of the activities of standardization, marking and quality certification of goods, and to provide thrust to standardization and quality control for growth and development of industry on one hand and to meet the needs of consumers on the other.
Product certification scheme of BIS basically helps in implementation of Indian standards by the manufacturers of the products, and therefore it helps and it acts as an enabler to ensure quality and safety of the products which benefit the common man or consumers. Presently, there are 1,000 products which are under BIS certification scheme, and out of this 1,000 products, there are 340 products which have been brought under compulsory certification by different ministries through issuance of various quality control orders. The ISI monogram on a product signifies that the product meets the relevant requirement or all requirements of the relevant Indian standards. At the time of grant of license, a license number is also issued to the manufacturers, and to verify the genuineness of the license, anybody can visit BIS Manak Online portal or BIS Care application. So, the ISI monogram, if it is on the product, it is a quality product.
BIS, with its qualified technical and scientific personnel and thousands of experts, have made a very significant and valuable contribution to the orderly growth of the country's economy. BIS has established 8 laboratories, including its central laboratory at Saibabad, which was established in 1962, and 4 regional laboratories at Chennai, Kolkata, Mohali and Mumbai, and 3 branch laboratories at Bangalore, Guwahati and Patna. These laboratories cater to the needs of certification and standards formulation activities of BIS. For your knowledge, let me tell you, Bureau of Indian Standards Act 2016, which was notified on 22nd March 2016, has the provision as per the section 12 for certification of any goods, article, process, system or service with respect to Indian standard or any other standard, and the provision of using or applying for a standard mark and the certificate of conformity as per section 13.
Under section 16 of BIS Act 2016, the central government can bring any product under mandatory certification which primarily concerns health issues, safety, environment, national security, etc.
BIS is operating its product certification scheme based on international standards, ISO IEC 17067, which is a ISO Casco committee standard. So we are operating the scheme as per type 4 scheme of this standard. So our certification scheme is in line with the international practices. So under this, we also evaluate the factory for its manufacturing capability and testing capability for the product, and also carry out the testing of the product in a third-party laboratory before we grant a license.
Under section 18, we make sure that if we receive any complaint about defected ISI marked product, it is either repaired or replaced, or the double of the cost amount is paid to the customer as compensation. The provision of this act also makes the way for recall or repair if non-conforming to the relevant Indian standard. It includes the product which has the bearing of standard mark. So as they say, it's any day better to strictly follow the rules and regulations, isn't it? Now, let's talk about the principles of product certification. I'll start with the product certification schemes. The product certification schemes of BIS aims at providing third-party assurance of quality, safety and reliability of products to the customer. The Bureau grants the license based on successful assessment of the manufacturing, infrastructure, process controls, quality control and testing capabilities of the manufacturer through a visit to its manufacturing premise and conformity of the product to the relevant standard or standards. It is also established through the third-party laboratory testing or testing in the manufacturing premises, or a combination of both. Once a license is granted to a manufacturer, he is permitted to self-certify the licensed products after ascertaining its conformity to the standard as per scheme of inspection and testing. BIS Conformity Assessment Regulations 2018 have been notified for operation of product certification scheme. There are two ways of obtaining BIS certification. Let's have a look at the step-by-step process of certification or grant of license. Option 1. Application, factory evaluation, drawal and testing of samples in a third-party laboratory, acceptance of terms and conditions, payment of fees, grant of license, expected time of 120 days. Now moving forward with the option 2. Application plus test report or test reports of conformity from TPL. Factory evaluation, drawal of review sample from testing in TPL, acceptance of terms and conditions, payment of fees, grant of license, expected time of 30 days. Review of test results of verification sample. The license to use the standard mark is initially granted for 1 or 2 years and may be renewed for a period of 1 to 5 years. For each application, renewal and license, BIS charges a fee of rupees 1000. Factory visit charges are rupees 7000 per day except for complaint and surveillance. Sample testing cost on actual basis except for complaint and surveillance. Marking fee as applicable has to be paid annually. To promote MSMEs, a 20% concession is offered on minimum marking fee and an additional concession of 10% is given on minimum marking fee for Northeast region based industries.
Even after we grant the license, we have a mechanism of continually monitoring the product and the company for continuing suitability. We are doing both factory as well as surveillance in the market. We purchase samples from the market, we take samples from the factory and get them tested in the third-party laboratory. And if there are any shortcomings, a manufacturer is required to take appropriate corrective actions. Under the Act, more than 340 products have been made mandatory certification of BIS. For these 340 products, under section 17, nobody can manufacture, sell or import these products without having a valid certification from BIS and without putting the ISI mark on the product. If somebody is violating these orders for these 340 odd products, he is liable to be punished under the Act, for which Section 29 gives the provisions of penalties. Penalty can be up to 2 years of imprisonment, or it could be a fine which is minimum of 2 lakhs, and it can extend up to 10 times the value of the goods for which it has been misused.
BIS also follows a well-established complaint redressal procedure.
If anybody has got any problem with regard to the quality of the product, he can lodge complaint with any of our branch or regional offices. We have got 32 branch offices and 5 regional offices at the moment. And he can also lodge the complaint online on BIS website. The genuineness of the complaint is checked, and redressal of the grievance is preferably ensured within 90 days.
Here's the list of products under various categories which are bound to obtain an IS mark. Means, for all these products, IS mark is a must-have thing.
BIS has formulated a standard, our very own Indian standard IS 4250, for the safety and performance of mixer grinders and centrifugal juicers. In fact, BIS has been certifying mixer grinders since the early 1980s. These appliances are required to undergo a number of tests, like say protection against electric shock, protection against entry of moisture, the current consumption, the longevity of the motor, and a number of other tests before they get a permission or a license from BIS to use the ISI mark. And now it is in the interest of your safety that the government of India has mandated the use of ISI mark on every food mixer and centrifugal juicer that goes into Indian homes. So if there's any manufacturer in India or in any part of the world for that matter who wishes to sell or export his mixer grinder or juicer into our country, he would have to do so by first going through all the quality checks, the testing, the audit, and getting a license from BIS. So the next time you think of buying for yourself or for your home a mixer grinder or a centrifugal juicer, be sure to look out for the ISI mark.
So the various tests it covers are the protection against electric shock, input power, then thermal temperature rise, then thermal insulation, electrical insulation, stability of the product, then endurance test where we test the product for continuous 500 cycles. So we also test the product in different environmental conditions, in extreme environmental conditions.
ISI mark is mandatory for electrical products to ensure safety of users. Any defect or leakage might lead to short circuits and electric shocks.
We are manufacturing the cable based on 694. We first check each and every aspect related to the 694. We check the details that what parameter has to be filled for what size of a cable, and then we make a design sheet in our company based on what size we are going to manufacture. Based on that design sheet, the parameters are decided, that what is the conductor resistance, what is the elongation, what is the thickness which we have to maintain, and what is the HV, spark test, voltage, tensile set, everything which we have to check, that what we have to require for a particular size, that we decide first. We make a manufacturing sheet, we finalize that, and then we give to the production to manufacture that cable. So when the production start for that cable, we check each and every parameter in each and every stage which we manufacture.
LPG gas cylinder, valve and regulators are in high demand for various household and industrial works. After the production of cylinder, valve and regulators, they are tested to maintain the high production quality, and thus they are awarded with respected IS mark as a symbol of quality assurance. BIS is carrying out certification of these critical products under gas cylinder rules through lot inspection of each lot to ensure safety of consumers.
LPG cylinders are used in almost every house and in many commercial and non-commercial establishments. Considering the safety aspects, LPG cylinders have been brought under the compulsory certification of the Bureau of Indian Standards. In order to ensure that the cylinders are safe and fit for filling LPG, every batch of LPG cylinders is inspected, certified and released by BIS. The cylinders are subjected to a series of rigorous checks by BIS officers during the inspections. This includes various chemical and mechanical tests, thorough internal and external examination of cylinders, leakage test, burst test, inspection of components, verification of manufacturing process, etc. BIS certification of LPG cylinders ensures enhanced consumer safety and provide third-party assurance of safety, reliability and quality.
During manufacturing of cylinders, various checkpoints given in IS 3196 part 1st and 3rd are followed, thus resulting in a safe, reliable and trusted product. All cylinders are tested, first hydraulically tested at 1.5 times of working pressure of cylinder, then tested pneumatically at 12 kg per centimeter square, which ensures the product is 100% safe and secure in use. This standard also helps us in building trust with channel partners.
The steel industry is one of the most important sectors of the economy for a number of developed and developing countries. TMT bars, steel tubes, pipes, sheets, etc. are the most widely used materials in the construction industry. These are manufactured using the metallurgical process which combines mechanical deformation such as compression, forging and rolling with thermal processes such as heat treatment and quenching. After the successful QC inspection, these are stamped with their respected IS mark. Here is a list of some steel and iron products under compulsory certification and their IS number.
BIS certification has helped in standardizing our CRCA, GP, GL, PPGI and tube products. Even Tata Steel BSL's process control has improved and we could place quality checks uniformly at raw material entry, during the process and finally before the dispatch. Product yield has improved by reducing internal rejections. Customer complaints have also gone down drastically. After having these certificates, we could improve brand image, product reliability and customers' trust. Many of our esteemed customers like Maruti, Hero Motors, Ashok Leyland, LG and Samsung have started buying products from us. Since BIS standards are mandatory for all the government projects, we could participate in government tenders and supplied our products for many projects. BIS standards are not only good for the company, but also helps in building national brand image.
The list of mandatory products has been recently updated on the basis of new products notified by central government under mandatory certification, which are under implementation. Let's have a look at some of the important products and their categories.
Toys are a very important source of joy for children. They are also very important for their development. It is also therefore important that we ensure that the toys our children use to play with are safe to use. Indian standards play a very important role in ensuring the safety of toys. BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, has formulated 7 standards on the safety of toys, which are adoptions of international standards. These standards deal with different aspects of safety of toys. which includes the mechanical and physical safety aspects, includes the chemical safety aspects like prescribing the requirements of different toxic elements like heavy metals and phthalates, which should not be present in toys as they harm children. It also specifies requirements for safety of activity toys like swings and slides, as well as for finger paints. One standard also covers the safety of electric toys. BIS also issues licenses to manufacturers of toys who are making these toys in their factories. These licenses are issued after a rigorous assessment which involves an inspection of their factory as well as testing of their products in a BIS recognized laboratory. From 1st January 2021 onwards, it has become mandatory for all toys to carry the ISI mark, which can be put by a manufacturer only if he has taken a BIS license.
We are the first company to get the BIS license in our category. तो हमारे लिए तो एक प्राउड की बात है ही, साथ साथ जो हमसे डीलिंग कर रहे हैं उनके लिए भी प्राउड की बात हो जाती है। ये जो प्रोडक्ट मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का प्रोसेस होता है ये बेसिकली कई क्वालिटी प्रोसेस के साथ ही गुजरता है। जैसे अब मान के चलिए जैसे हमारे पास रॉ मटेरियल आया कोई, तो हमने पहले रॉ मटेरियल की टेस्टिंग की। सिमिलरली जब रॉ मटेरियल कटिंग होती है और जब वो एक पर्टिकुलर सेमी फिनिश स्टेज पे पहुंचता है तो हमारी जो QC टीम है उसको टेस्ट करती है। फिर जब पूरा प्रोडक्ट हमारा रेडी हो जाता है फिर हमारी QC टीम जो है उसको टेस्ट करती है। जैसे कि मान के चलिए हमारा एक शार्प एज टेस्टिंग है, वो टेस्ट होता है, शार्प पॉइंट टेस्टिंग होता है, ड्रॉप टेस्टिंग करते हैं हम लोग, टेंशन टेस्ट होता है जो हम लोग इन हाउस करते हैं।
To obtain an IS mark, a product has to pass through a process of testing for which we have various labs, including the BIS Central Lab situated in Saibabad in the National Capital Region, NCR. Here, the products undergo stringent scrutiny of the state-of-the-art quality testing equipment. To streamline the process, the Central Lab has been subdivided into several divisions. The Electrical Lab division is responsible to testing products like domestic electrical appliances, cables and conductors, wiring accessories and CFLs, etc. The Mechanical Lab division tests and handles gas cylinders, valves and regulators, metallic and non-metallic pipes and fittings, automotive mechanical components, steel and steel products, and safety glass and safety helmets, etc. And the Chemical Lab is responsible for examining various agricultural, food and dairy products, microbiology, pesticide formulations, packaged drinking water and packaged natural mineral water, etc. Now moving forward with the next part of the product certifications. These products are tested by well-qualified lab officers to ensure the products meet the highest standards set by BIS. To ensure the highest standards of secrecy and to develop an unbiased testing condition, all the samples which are submitted at the center are suffixed with a code. The coding process ensures that all the products are treated at par and that at no level they can be discriminated. Negatively reported samples are re-examined, and if they fail again on our set standards, the company is asked to call back the entire lot from the market and can also be stopped from using ISI mark. There are more than 250 outside labs which are also recognized and impaneled by BIS, where we test 30,000 plus samples of 1,650 plus products annually. We all are doing very well in the era of digital innovations and information technology. To promote the Digital India initiative and make things hassle-free, we have our processes online. Manufacturer desirous to obtain a license can apply with the prescribed documents on Manak online portal and pay the application fees. A similar process can be adopted for the renewal of license also. For product certification programs that are mandatory and subject to legal enforcement, getting the product tested and certified can help avoid financial risk, prosecution, harm to reputation and claims for compensation and damages. Manufacturers can ensure ongoing commercial success and maintain a competitive advantage with the correct product certification. The Indian standard number is always printed above the ISI mark. Also, the license number is printed below the ISI mark. One can easily verify the license number and other details on our website or mobile app. BIS also operates Foreign Manufacturer Certification Scheme, under which overseas manufacturers can be granted a license to use the BIS standard mark. This ensures that in addition to domestic production, even the quality of imports is regulated, protecting the interests of consumers. Under this scheme, BIS has granted more than 1,100 licenses in more than 50 countries. Bureau of Indian Standards has provided traceable and tangible benefits to economy in a number of ways, providing safe, reliable and high quality goods. Standards have been widely recognized as catalysts for technical development, industrial growth, the well-being of the society and more recently for convergence of new and emerging technologies. The standards ensure that goods or services produced in a specific industry come with consistent quality and are equivalent to other comparable products or services in the same industry. Standardization also helps in ensuring the safety, interoperability and compatibility of goods produced. Using standards provide a level playing field to the domestic industry and enhances the competitiveness of Indian goods and services in domestic and international markets. For more info, you can visit our website www.bis.gov.in or download our mobile app.